where do you fit in with this posse? Because you didn't ride the Pineapple Express.
I think it actually goes back to Tropic. I worked with Danny on Tropic. I've always wanted to work with David, and we've always, talked to one another and just like, oh, we got to do something together. And I got this call quite out of the blue. I was sitting at home writing something, and they said, hey, could you take a couple months off and come and do this thing with us? I said, send me the script. I read it. I thought it was so fucking funny. And then just said yeah, and then I don't know why. I have asked them. I don't know.
Right.
So.
Well, you're a writer, obviously, with a different sense of humor. What exactly did you find hysterically funny?
I think Danny's sense of humor is so. I think it's such an original. He has such an original voice, in that has a very blunt style. Like it's a very direct way of joking, and it's a very hard joking, edgy kind of sense of humor. Maybe not for everyone, but I find it ridiculously funny, whether it's the 14-year-old boy in me that finds it hysterically funny and kind of can't believe that we're getting away with some of the jokes that we get away with or don't get away with. To me, it's so out there and just ballsy that it just makes me laugh. Like and it's genuinely funny, and the circumstances and the story that it's wrapped in is really compelling, and I don't know. There's just Danny and James and those guys and David Gordon Green make me laugh really hard. I
gather the inspiration from the film came from a very juvenile place.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of just kind of weed jokes, dick jokes, fart jokes. There's just a bunch of, but it's just, to me, it's the approach, and also couching it in this kind of movie, which is in scope, such a huge movie, just makes me laugh. There were times we would be on set and you just think, I can't believe we're getting away with making this movie.
Right.
Because normally you can have those jokes all you want, but it's going to have to happen in someone's living room, or it's going to have to happen in, on a backlot in Burbank. Normally you're not given, all the toys and the majesty and, wardrobe and Academy Award-winning makeup artists and, and we had basically anything none of these Lord of the Ring movies have, but we got to just sit there and, crack jokes within it.
Well, because it is an odd mixture of genres.
Yeah.
It's clearly not straight-out comedy with fantasy elements and action-adventure, and it's a difficult mix to get right.
It's a very particular flavor, and it comes out of a lot of movies that we all loved when we were kids, that sort of Krull, Conan the Barbarian, Excalibur, all those sort of grand epic fantasy movies, Labyrinth, and it's obviously Danny's own spin on it. And those movies were fabulous when you were young, to watch. It's just sort of these never-ending journeys that, with meeting odd characters and riddles that have to be solved and the sort of magic of Merlin and all that stuff. But to have it in this sort of adult contemporary parlance, is really just makes me laugh,
Right. Your character, Lizar, he's kind of a leery character, isn't he?
Yeah, he's horrible.
The dirty old man of the piece.
I know, exactly. But he's 19. He's not even an old man. He's 19 years old. Never forget.
A premature pervert.
Super salt and peppery curls going up the side of his head.
Did you have much to do with the look?
Yeah, I mean, we all just sort of, it was one of those things we just watched a lot of old, those kinds of movies. And I was watching sort of, real, good actors do villains, like Gary Oldman and stuff like that, and I sort of zeroed in on Bram Stoker's Dracula, and thought, oh, that's such a great commanding look that he has. So we basically just kind of stole that,
right,
in a way,
right. And that sort of weird Wizard of Oz apparition thing.
Exactly.
That you have going.
Yeah, exactly. That weird sort of smoky. We just sort of, whatever. I just tried to chew as much scenery as possible.
You did well.